store. It's one extra step that doesn't need to be there.
And I want to be on
because usually when I'm going to Amazon, I'm looking for a specific thing. Amount of stuff.
Right.
That I'm looking for.
Not a suggestion.
On behalf of the other guys in the room, I would like to applaud Mike.
And boat shoes, that's Amazon. That's not
not you. Okay, I'm just checking.
That's not me.
On behalf of everyone in this room, I think you've made great strides in your computing skills. I just said it.
I don't need to make strides. I'm fine. I'm on the computer.
Once you nailed cut and paste, there was no looking back.
Remember cut and paste gate? Remember that?
Yes, I remember that. I cut and paste all the time. I still wish
hours a day.
I wish on Facebook.
Look at this document. I'm going to make a copy of this.
Okay. I wish on Facebook that I would be able to upload photos better.
Oh.
Have you noticed
like
on
when
Facebook?
I was looking for Boston Strong, I still labor with that a little bit.
You need to you save it, but now Facebook has made it easier.
You download it.
You can drag the image in and drop it.
Yeah.
And it's
drag
easy.
and drop.
Yeah, but I tried to do that.
But you have to save it first. You can't drag it from the internet into Facebook.
No, you have to drag it
to
and
your
drop it.
desktop.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll work on that. I'll practice with that.
Good.
But
see, no looking back.
The other day on my MacBook Air,
Yes.
which I think is a pretty sophisticated.
Yeah.
Which I think is a pretty sophisticated piece of equipment.
To be honest, Oscar led the applause that time.
Well, he came in that mindset.
Yes,
I
know.
He had the twinkle in his eye.
He put his hand on my shoulder.
Yeah, it's Oscar Contrarian Day.
I really thought he was going to break bad news today.
The jet lag has finally left him, and he's going to be scab
I'm
picking.
back, baby.
He's going to be scab picking on a regular basis.
My battery says 100%.
So
terrific.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, you know what I did the other day?
What's that?
I actually troubleshot my MacBook Air. My MacBook Air was moving extremely slowly.
Right.
And I was able to get into the settings, and I was able to restart the computer in and of itself after a few changes were made, and it worked like a charm.
Did you remove any malware?
No, I don't think I did.
Okay.
Malware is of course
malicious.
virus type software
What
that gets into
settings
your
did you adjust?
What
did you adjust?
I don't know.
Did you do it or your daughter do it?
I did it. Okay. My daughter didn't do it for me, but I mean, occasionally it's very rare, and this is a tribute to the Apple Corporation. It is very rare for this machine to cause any problems whatsoever. I am so paranoid about the way I'm talking.
You're doing great.
You called it a machine.
It's very rare.
It is a computing machine.
Yes, it is.
It's very rare for this computer to move slowly. It's not like a PC. They don't get as screwy as PC.
This laptop electronic ciphering machine has been marvelously.
You're wearing a sweatshirt with a 45 adapter.
Isn't
in
it great?
So don't talk to me about modern technology.
I joined Apple before you did.
Let's talk about Old Man Buzz and his super glue
Old
experiment.
Man Buzz.
Oh, we're very close to a break, though.
Buzz sent out a message last night about the fact that you had some terrible.
Oh, you're lucky I could type you this message at all.
Cheat to death again. He comes in feeling cocky.
First of all, what homeowner's project were you working on where you had
it's
to use super glue?
a silly little diversion. I have a little wooden sort of jigsaw puzzle of a girl playing a ukulele, a girl in a grass skirt playing a ukulele, and it's in pieces, and I didn't want to lose the pieces, so I thought I'd glue them.
We're going to come back.
Yeah, we have to.
Jesus, you're out of your mind.
It went crazy.
We'll take a break. We'll find out about why Buzz super glued his puzzle together right after this. Buddy Rich. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Vistaprint.com/TMOS. We have told you before, Vistaprint can print almost anything. Now they're telling you that they can do what?
Guess what I did yesterday?
Well, I was going to tell we can personalize your iPhone cases.
I bought
too.
3 iPhone cases.
All with varying degrees of self-promotion?
2 for the 5 and 1 for the 4. Made 1 for Carrie, made 2 for myself. The entire time it took to make 3 of them, about 6 minutes.
What do they say on them? What type of cases are they?
This is where he loses.
There's a young Elvis. There's a fat Elvis. Those are for me. And for Carrie, I made one, a Duran Duran one for her.
Anything promoting the show at all?
On a daily basis, my life is to promote the show.
Whatever. That now includes
Thanks, Rob.
Those wonderful iPhone cases where you can promote your business or just J.O. Now,
either one.
Now it's easy
Maybe
to
that's
design.
was what was wrong with your computer?
Now it's easy to
Too
design
much J&O?
an iPhone case for every part of your life, your company, your team, your family, or even just, as Rob does, a personal message to say he loves Elvis.
Maybe I'm going to do a personal message to Mike on my next iPhone
Thank
case.
you. Looking forward to that. You know that guy down in Tupelo, the Ryson guy, was an Elvis impersonator.
He'll be in the audio vault. He also did Prince.
There we go. They started just $9.99.
Yeah.
A good investment for you, your business. Prospective clients will notice Vistaprint, a small business's best friend, offering quality and affordability for marketing and printing. We use them. All iPhone cases are 50% off for TMOS listeners, and if your order tops $30, the shipping is free. Satisfaction guaranteed. Go to Vistaprint.com/TMOS. So when last we checked, you were super gluing a jigsaw puzzle together.
Well, it's actually a little wooden figurine of an island girl in a grass skirt playing a ukulele. It just happens to come in jigsaw pieces, and I didn't want the pieces to fall apart and get lost.
How big is the figure?
Oh, it can't be more than 3.5 inches high.
It comes in jigsaw pieces?
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure
funny,
out what
like
it is.
her hair fits on top, and then maybe at the ukulele itself, there's another jigsaw puzzle type cut.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's not really a jigsaw
No, it's not
puzzle.
a puzzle per
It's not a
se.
mind- something
It
to
just
test your
happens to
mind.
be cut in jigsaw puzzle type pieces.
Where did you acquire this?
Well,
little
actually, it was a
knick-knack?
gift. It was a gift from our friend Cappy Pfeiffer, who will be visiting next week, and she was supportive of my ukulele effort. So I think on one of her Mexican vacations, she got me this little
Very
figurine.
sweet.
All right,
Yeah, that
let
was
me
very
stop
nice,
you there. I
yeah.
think I know where we go. So, Cappy sends you a very thoughtful gift, and you throw it into the attic, and
Oh,
then
no.
and then she's going to be arriving, and you decide
Oh,
scrambling.
my God, it's time.
You're going to scramble
No,
wildly, like to put. Here it is, Cappy. I've got it in my.
I've had it out for a while, and Cappy said that she has similar such objects of art, but her cats bat them around and the pieces come apart. She
Hold on.
recommended gluing them together.
You said you've had it out for a while, but if it wasn't put together, you really haven't had it.
Oh
out
no,
for a
it was
while.
together, but because it was not glued together, it wouldn't stay together. And she had warned that cats find these as attractive cat toys, and so they're best glued together. So
I'm
I
curious.
began to glue the pieces.
When you usually have any sort of small wooden object dart, as we like to say, there's usually a secret panel where you hide your pot. Is there something like that with this?
No.
No, it's not hollow.
It's not enough room. It's not hollow.
I see
It's just
what
not
you mean.
practical.
Okay.
I'll have to look for something else.
I know, small wooden box. You got me a small wooden box once, and I looked in it like 18 months later. I never opened it, and
Yeah,
and it was
surprise.
a note from you that said, "This is where the pot goes."
So was it falling apart on a regular basis?
Oh no, it wasn't falling apart at all. But it kept falling down, and I was afraid that it was going to fall apart and that pieces would get lost.
He's notoriously clumsy, Mike, and what happens is he'd bump into the table or drop it, or
Well, that's
sometimes he flails and he would knock it over.
So you
Thousands of pieces.
So calm down, you. So you decide to. Jesus,
I did.
He's going at a faster speed than I can keep up with today. So you decide to glue it together.
I did, to preserve it for all time. And so I got out the super glue because it just happened to be handy in my desk drawer there where I was sitting to repair it. And so I started gluing it. And I bought the super glue myself. I was excited about it because it came in a little bottle, in a blister pack. And then next to the little bottle in the blister pack was a little tube, a little metal tube. And the great thing about that is I saw it. I went, oh, this is the one I want to buy because it comes with its own tube of super glue remover, which is very handy. Sometimes they're sold in kits like
Hey, that's
that.
cool because I mean I've done super glue projects where where it gets
Doesn't
on your
go so
fingers,
well.
and
No.
I'd love to have super glue remover. Wouldn't
Yeah.
you, Josh?
It'd be great.
How you doing? Do you have a late night last night?
Oh no, I'm okay. It's getting towards finals, so I'm not sleeping a
Wow.
lot.
He just. I'm
Hope it's not an English final.
I'm going
No,
to
it's
show.
not.
I look over at
I
Josh.
worry about it.
I look over at Josh, and Josh got here a little late today, and this is the expression that's on his face right now.
Something like
He
that.
seems dazed.
Well, he was at that Sigma Nu party.
Exactly. Talking to
Sigma,
Rebecca
Sigma Nu.
over and over.
That-
and he was not a boner.
That super glue remover is going to come in handy if you ever have to move Buzz and disassemble the figure
That's right.
to pack it away.
Yeah, so it takes up less than 3.5
That's 3
inches.
inches.
And once again, much like you going to Home Depot, both you guys slow down.
I know. It's sexy. It's exciting.
Crazy life.
I'll try to keep it under control.
Okay.
And so I naturally, as you always do with super glue, got a little on my fingers. And I
Naturally.
thought, well, this is where the little tube of super glue remover comes in handy. So I puncture it, I open it, and I spread it all over my fingers, only to discover that it's not super glue remover. It's an additional tube of super glue.
This is a buzzism.
Boo.
This is
I didn't
User
read
error.
it.
This is
I
what
didn't
you
read.
do.
I
This
didn't
is
read the
what you do.
instructions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, now I'm disappointed because I've never heard of super glue remover.
Oh, yeah, it's a
It's
great
called
product.
it's called nail polish remover. It's the same thing.
They also sell
Clorox.
that.
Yeah.
Are you aware that there is a super glue remover?
Oh yeah, I've had it. I've used it before, and that's why when I saw this package, I was convinced that second little tube had to be a tube of the remover.
Let me Google this.
Yeah, I was gonna
Were
say.
you blazed when this happened?
No,
allegedly?
no, not at all. Not at all.
Let's
But the
see.
bad thing is
Although
he
the fumes were starting to get to me.
went to bed with 6 joints stuck to his hand.
Marsha, we gotta smoke all
Gotta
of these.
smoke 'em
That's
because they're all
not a
stuck to
bad
my
thing.
hand.
Yeah, tonight.
My fingers not only got glued together, but got glued to the palm of my hand. I got glue on my desk, and
Now,
I'd also put.
There's no such thing as super glue remover.
Yes, there is.
No,
I've had
there-
it before.
all these websites say removing super glue, how to remove super glue, home remedies for super glue.
Right.
Nothing pro?
Let me see. Hold on.
It comes,
I think acetone would do it, but you'd have to buy that just at a hardware
Even
store.
the Superglue website, which is supergluecorp.com,
I live at that website.
has an article called "Removing Superglue."
I know. I'm aware. I've
but
read.
there is no product that they
Yeah,
say.
there is. Yeah, there is. I'll show your ass. I'll bring it in next week.
Called
Super glue remover. Yes.
In the biz, we call it SGR.
But yes, nail polish with acetone, or that you can buy at a drugstore, or acetone that you buy at a hardware store, also work.
Well, no,
just didn't have them
acetone
handy.
is mentioned here on the website.
Of course, yes, because that's one of the
but
ways
there
to
is
remove
not
it.
a product.
Yes, there is, and I'll bring it in and show you.
It says removing superglue. Superglue is renowned the
I've
world
read
over
this already.
for the strength of its bonds, the versatility of use and easy application.
You go to our Amazon page.
Whether a hole needs a seal or a crack, blah blah blah. Because superglue is so strong and bonds so fast, some people may find they have accidentally glued 2 fingers together.
Oh,
done
I
it.
glued 4 or 5.
Acetone is often found in household nail polish.
That's right,
remover.
sometimes.
So I'm looking here and I'm showing you the
know.
Superglue website, which is telling you
But dear, darling,
to go
I'm
out
telling you.
and buy nail polish remover.
But I'm telling you, my friend, I've purchased this product before. I will again. I'll bring it in and show it to you.
Well,
Do you
my only
remember the-
question would be, if that was the case, why wouldn't they have on the Superglue
Well,
website?
there's more than one company.
How about Crazy Glue?
Crazy glue.
That might be.
Do
the
you
company.
remember Buzz's old commercial where he wore the hard hat and glued himself in the air? That was a great
fun.
commercial.
That was
With
a-
Crazy
we had a
Glue.
blast filming
Crazy
that.
with a K, which makes it super crazy.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
But
They,
I'll
they
bring.
have adhesive remover, nothing that says super glue remover.
I
but they
will
have different
find it.
removers.
I will find it, and I will bring it to you.
He's going to bring in a tube that's written in magic
crazyglue.com. It's in the questions.
Yeah, all right.
But crazyglue.com.
See, you're just going to embarrass yourself because there is such a product, and
Fighting
it will be
words.
brought to you, and then you'll feel bad.
All right, here we go. If I'm going to embarrass myself, would you be willing to bet? So the product is called Super Glue Remover.
That's not the brand name, but
it's-
that is what it's called, and that is what it says on the tube, and I will bring you such a product. Yes.
It's not the brand name.
I don't remember the brand name, but I remember it saying on the tube, and I've used it successfully before. It's called Super Glue Remover. It's
I'm
an
having a
acetone,
blast.
it's
As
an
the
acetone
mediator,
gel.
as the
Having so
mediator
much
here,
fun right now.
because
But
I don't have a horse in this race.
But there's more to this story.
What
I
would
know,
I know,
I know.
and we'll get to it.
But this is
Sooner
the
or
fun
later.
part.
But the thing is that the bet is that the tube has to say in print, same font all the way through.
It will, it
Super
does.
Glue remover.
It will. It does. I'll bring it.
Well, no. but
Buzz,
not-
I want to be on your side, but I don't see anything
Well,
on Amazon that
But
says that.
here's the
I know,
thing.
but I'm gonna bring it to
It's
you.
not a question of it can't say like somewhere in the instructions.
No, that
or
has to be the
somewhere,
name of it.
Like it's got to be the name of the product.
The
has to
selling
be
Super
font.
Glue
It will,
remover.
it will be. Your curiosity will be satisfied.
This is something to look forward to for Monday.
I can't
and
wait.
I will be vindicated
So
again.
So what? So what happens? Oh, listen to Mr. Comment, because of course anyone that's listened to this show knows he's never fucking wrong.
That's right. Hey,
That's-
language.
Ever.
Wait.
All right.
Edit.
So anyway, so what happened to your fingers?
Well, I started using various chemicals around the house to try to get me by in the meantime, since
He does that every night.
The only kind of nail polish remover my wife has is acetone free. Great.
And why would she have acetone-free nail
Oh,
polish?
so
remover?
as not to dry the skin.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I
understood.
mean,
You
it's
don't
less
put it
harsh.
on your
It's less
skin.
harsh.
Yeah,
well,
you do.
It gets on your skin
Gets
when
on
you
your
put it on your
cuticles.
nails,
Oh,
you
okay.
see. And you don't want that. So she has the
Mine
acetone
does.
free. So I had nothing with acetone. I had no acetone in the house. I was acetone free myself. And I didn't have any more of that remover as I thought I did. Now it's on my fingers. My fingers are glued together. They're glued to the heel of my hand. The desk has glue all over it. And
Look like Dennis Murphy.
I've spread more glue on it thinking it was super glue remover. So it's gotten progressively worse.
Let me stop you right there.
Sure.
When you spread the stuff on there, you had a bottle and you had so
tube.
What you
Bottle and
had
a tube.
was a blister pack that included 2 different sizes of super glue.
That's what it turned out. See, without really reading it, because I had seen these kits before where you get both the glue and the remover, I thought, oh, well, this is the one I want and I just never bothered to read because I assumed that second tube was the remover.
This shocks me. I would think Buzz would be the reader of all readers.
Details.
Don't
Getting
you
back-
You would think.
Yeah.
Getting back to my original premise, I would like to posit the fact that the reason you had this problem with gluing all of your fingers together, thinking that it was remover, is the same way that you created this fictitious product.
That's right.
Of super glue remover to start with. So,
Well, I was starting to hallucinate from the fumes after a point.
so what did you do to solve the problem?
Well, I went to the kitchen and I started getting various chemicals. I have a product called Goof Off that's a petroleum
That
distillate.
works?
You went down to Buzz Burbank's home meth lab.
Yeah, my chem lab.
Hey, you know what'd be great? Maybe your homemade cereal would work.
That was a
it
low
makes a fine
blow.
abrasive.
That was a low blow, Rob.
Rob has
Spiewak.
never gotten by your homemade cereal.
Jesus.
It is both delicious and healthy.
That's right. It is.
Buzz
Hard to
makes-
eat with no hand, though.
That's right. Well, everything's hard to do with
Buzz
my
makes
hands.
his own.
to get my spoon.
And so I
Buzz makes
tried.
his own cereal.
I tried petroleum distillates and alcohol, and I tried acetone-free nail polish remover, and and of course the skin is just starting to burn on my hands as I try to
no.
wash my hands with these various
all the
chemicals.
very abrasive.
And hot soap and water. If you continue to Google, you find that actually hot water is one of the best ways to get this stuff off. So
Scalding hot water.
with
Mike.
these harsh chemicals and hot water, I was finally able to get most of it off my hands. I'm pretty much glue free. I see a little spot
Do you
over
have
there.
that
It's a little
weird
around my
feeling
cuticles.
when like a little bit of super glue or crazy glue?
Oh, it's a
removes-
panic.
and it just feels like dead skin.
Yeah,
I hate
very
that
much like
feeling.
that. Oh,
I don't
just,
like that.
I was peeling this stuff off in
Ugh.
sheets off my hand yesterday, and once I got to but the problem was my first thought was, well, I'll Google the solution, I'll find out. But you can't type that in if your fingers are glued together.
What about
So
Siri?
That's why I had to turn. Well,
Siri would have been great.
that would have been a great use for Siri if I hadn't glued my phone to my hand. Which
I'm
fortunately I didn't.
Googling something right now. I'm wondering, is there a product
yes. Called.
I already looked, boss.
Super glue remover.
Not there.
Now, what did
I've
you
owned
find?
it before. It's an acetone gel. It
not
comes
there.
in a tube.
Josh found something. What did you find?
What did you find, Josh? Because this could
You have to talk
You
into
can
the
talk into a
microphone.
microphone.
Talk
if you
into the
like.
microphone.
Focus.
Go ahead,
Now,
son.
it
You're
does-
on the air.
It doesn't actually say super glue remover, but it is called a brush-on remover gel.
So it's not a
and
super glue
it's
remover.
meant to take off super glue.
But it doesn't
And
say super glue
It does
remover.
not say super glue
All right, thank you
remover.
for coming by.
What is the name? What is
But
the name?
there
of
is
the-
such a product.
It's
What's the name?
Bondini brush-on remover gel.
Is that what it is?
Bondini. Yeah, it could well be. I think the kind I had was from another company, but I think we've proven the point that super glue remover does exist.
No. We haven't proven
That's not the
anything.
issue.
No,
The
no,
issue
no.
was-
you were dead wrong. I
No,
said there's
no,
no
no.
such thing as super glue remover.
And that was
a
the
product
issue.
called that.
What
See,
is-
if you listen to my original premise, it was there is no product called super glue remover. I didn't
I
say.
may still disprove that, but we have proven there is a product that does that
Yeah, but
function.
what does the bet consist of in your eyes? What did we go over?
Well, I'm sure the bet is stacked so that I'm going to lose no matter
No,
what.
no,
it's not.
See, that's your
You
fatalistic
said-
attitude.
And remember,
that's naturally.
I'm serving here as a mediator. I don't have a horse in this race. I almost said a horse in this fight. Mike said there is no product called super glue remover, and you said yes, there is.
Hey,
I'll
will
bring
prove
it
you
in.
wrong,
I'll bring
ass.
it in. I'll show it to your ass.
There was at one time a product called that. I believe it may still exist. I will try to locate it in the meantime, and I think the more important point.
Bondini is a super glue.
Right.
Bondini is brought to you by the Super Glue Corporation.
It's Italian super glue, Mike. It's for broken pasta.
I'm putting my pots and pans back together with my Bondini.
It's a great. Look at this. I can't even see the crack.
It says a Bondini glue. He's a high performing with versatile and incredibly strong glue. It's the latest development from the Super Glue Corporation. Here we go.
Wait. Buzz wins.
Okay.
I found it.
All right. Go ahead.
I found it. It's
What
from,
does it say?
It actually says on the bottle, it looks like super glue gel, but
Okay.
it also says there's a third one. There's two super glues that come in the pack, and the third one says super glue remover.
Yay!
Well, there you are.
There it is.
You're proven right as
Phew.
always.
It was close. I was scared there for a minute.
as you always are,
And it's made by Ross.
Ross.
Ross is the company.
Ross.
Yeah.
Ross Super Glue Gel and Ross Super Glue Remover.
Yay.
And they're doing the letters in italics to give lots of action and excitement.
Then technically I completely accept my defeat because the name of the product is Super Glue Remover.
And you gave Buzz, now he has the weekend off to pick all his skin off.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, but I
Just-
mostly.
sometimes you don't read the remover part. You
Right.
just read the super glue.
I didn't read.
It was wishful thinking.
It's a guy thing, I think, not to read instructions. In this case, I didn't even read the label. I saw the 2 tubes. I assumed, oh, great, they've included at no extra charge to me a tube of super glue remover. Just turned out to be more super glue, and I just glued everything together.
I am an instruction reader, and you're going through some big assembly stuff. I know you got a coffee table and a crib. Are you an instruction reader, Mike?
No, not at all. I'm terrible.
Really?
at it.
You do read instructions?
I read them all the way through one
Smart.
time before I even begin.
That is the smart way to do it.
I
but
make sure I
honestly,
have all the parts and everything.
I wish I did it. Most guys don't.
I have to now because I've failed miserably enough times to know that if I don't, I'll just be frustrated for 2 to 3 hours.
Right.
The worst thing you ever put together was it that toy for Luca?
Yes, but that wasn't my call. My
Right.
call was the instructions called for about a 7-hour assembly.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'm going to skip a bunch of these parts and put together what looks like a toy
In an hour.
in an hour.
Here's
And then
my
he can play
question.
with that.
Here's
But then
my
I realized he knew
Yeah.
too much.
This Ross company, how come there are not pictures of the products? Like Ross Super Glue.
What are
Well,
they
it's not
hiding?
available anymore. It's not available. I think they took it off the market. But this looks like what you would see, what I would see as a kid in a hardware store, the little packaging.
It actually does exist.
Yeah,
or has
I've seen
existed.
it.
My next question would be
And in the same blister pack.
the
Yeah.
Ross Super Glue remover. Is it better than, say, nail polish?
I bet it's almost identical.
Yeah, they're all made from acetone. The super glue removers that are sold are usually in a gel form. Josh found one in a brush-on form. Oscar found one in a tube form. It's an acetone gel, or like we said, you can go to a hardware store and get acetone, or you can use your wife's acetone nail polish remover.
Well, because now, if it's nail polish is the same stuff, you use nail polish. But if there was a particular
Remember,
chemical
remover.
compound that
Right.
was a little
It's
better.
remover, not the polish.
It's all-
I know it's not.
It's all
the
about the
polish.
acetone.
Okay.
It's all about the acetone.
So you're fine now?
Yeah, it's going to be okay, but it just the frustration of not even being able to type into Google because my fingers were
Where
glued
was-
together. What a solution!
Where
would
was
be
your
for
better
that.
half during all this?
Watching with confusion.
And you couldn't have her Google?
No, I didn't think to ask her.
Well, he
That's
doesn't want to
that's on
involve
me.
her in any super glue thing because remember that time that she super glued his
Oh, yeah.
to his
When we got
Yeah.
stuck together.
Remember
Yeah.
that? When she was just a little angry one weekend?
Yeah,
and,
remember-
she put it right under his navel?
Gave a
Remember that?
new definition to acetone.
Hey, I want to say, before we go to break, I do want to say a really huge thank you to I have the greatest neighbors in the world.
Yes, you do.
My neighbor Richard and his lovely wife Nancy,
Yeah.
who planted those flowers in my yard that you see outside.
They're gorgeous.
Isn't that nice?
I was out yesterday running a bunch of different little errands all over the place getting ready for the Boston trip, and Carla came out with the flowers. Richard came across the street, said, "You're pregnant, you're not doing that." I wouldn't give her the same consideration. I think a 5-month pregnant woman can get
Yeah.
out there 6 months pregnant.
It's good exercise.
I think
Yeah,
she
you
can
wanna-
get it done. Plant
makes the
those
ba-
goddamn flowers.
Makes
keep
the
it
baby
tight.
healthy. Yeah, keeping it tight.
Richard didn't allow that, and when I came home at 4:00, 4:30 yesterday afternoon, there they were in the front yard, wrapping up, planting all of the flowers.
So have you totally discounted the idea of a crepe myrtle now?
I have a crepe myrtle. And
You
I
get
had
one?
I had to inform them that the crepe myrtle will be planted out in front of the house
Beautiful.
in 2 weeks' time.
Who's
Nice.
Crepe Myrtle?
Crepe Myrtle's a female disc jockey, worked on a country station back in the late 1970s.
He's lying.
Howdy, it's Crepe Myrtle with you. We got some Merle Haggard coming up in just a second here. Well, congratulations on another overwhelming victory for you.
Thank you. Me versus super glue.
Hold it, but is the thing stuck together? Is the figure assembled and glued? Or are you...
Oh yeah, it's fine. I'm fine now. I just have to get some real acetone and get that stuff off the desk.
And good work keeping Marsha away from the computer.
Okay, it's time to step off the fast lane for a while.
I know.
We're going to take a commercial break and come back with Rob's Magic Audio Vault. I'm going to have some of Buzz's homemade cereal.
Let your love rain down on me. Let it rain.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's crunchy.
You have never gotten over his homemade cereal.
I just
Ever.
don't see it. I don't see it.
This segment of the program is brought to you by RC Kitchens. It's spring.
Rory.
Time for kids, dogs, and the socially awkward to start tracking stuff into your home, especially if you invite some of those sorority sisters over.
Oh, Rebecca.
From the usual
Hell
dirt
yeah.
and debris to the dripping pool water that makes it mud, it's easy for that entryway to become an ugly mess, but RC Kitchens can turn your messy entryway into an organized and attractive mud room.
Right.
That's right. They can do it in one day. That's right. One day. This is new.
Wow.
This is news to me. I'm excited about this.
One day.
All because of RC Kitchen's experience and expert planning. Get a mudroom in one day and get it for $300 less when you tell RC Kitchens you heard it on the Mike O'Mara
That's very
Show.
cool.
From D.C. to Delmarva, estimates from RC Kitchens are guaranteed accurate. Even if you're outside the D.C. area, they can still help you. Call on Rory Callahan and his crew today, 301-537-3515. That number again is 301-537-3515 or at rckitchens.com. And we thank Rory Callahan and his great
He's
company
awesome.
for their, I love local clients that get involved with the show, and we're so happy to be helping them out as well. Let's open it up for today. The Magic Audio Vault. Take it away, Rob Spiewak.
Today's Jack Cassidy contestant comes from upstate New York, and it's
Yay.
Gracie Ruggiel, I think is how she says her name, and she's in front of a huge decommissioned Navy plane.
Oh,
It's
wow.
very scenic and very cool. So great. Oh, Gracie.
Hi, my name is Gracie Ruggiel. I'm out here on the North Shore of Long Island, kind of near the water. I'm in front of the Grumman A6 Intruder, and I'm making this video for the MikeO'MaraShow.com. I'm Jack Cassidy!
She's great.
Nice.
She's
Awesome.
great.
That's how you do it.
That to me, now look, I know we've gotten great ones.
Yes.
We've had people travel all over the country. That was so perfectly executed, and I take it she was wearing the T-shirt.
She was.
Following instructions to the letter.
Like
Perfect.
a pro.
Textbook.
That's
like a pro.
Thank you,
Take
Gracie.
notes, people, and
Yeah.
say goodnight, Gracie.
love
now,
that.
you just got those plants out there. Do you want them to grow well?
Yeah, of
Now,
course.
a lot of people say talk to plants, right? Have you ever talked to plants?
No.
They did a test as if music would help plants, and they set up
Ah.
4 separate greenhouses. And in one, they played classical music, and in one, they played no music. They were tied. So that was sort of their control. Classical music doesn't really affect plants. Do you know what music made the plants grow the best?
I'd love to know.
Black Sabbath.
Oh, Jimmy Cerrito is going to go out of his mind.
He absolutely will. But they actually, the plants that had Black Sabbath played 24 hours a day grew noticeably better than the plants that got classical music or no.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. Would it be the bass? What's coming from this music that's changing the growth?
I don't know, but there's something
We don't
fascinating about it too. There was a 4th greenhouse where the plants died.
What
they
kind of
play
music
there?
they play?
What did they play?
They played the music, Mike, of Cliff Richard.
For sure.
Oh, man. This is adult contemporary.
It
baby.
really is.
It's my early days in radio.
And
Seems
this
like
was-
every radio station was adult contemporary.
And you've gotten away from it. Lou Katz still plays it.
Rob,
But-
you know what's funny?
what's that?
It's so funny how we don't talk anymore. WYRE.
And also, I had a hard time picking which Cliff Richard record to play, so I brought them both. Devil Woman. Yes, Buzz, I'm
I've
sorry.
never heard of that one. But I'm just sitting here racking my brain, trying to imagine what a Black Sabbath fan would possibly want to grow.
That's true.
AM 1440 WOHN, Herndon, Virginia. This is Mike O'Mara. The time is 7 a.m. on Sunday effing morning. You never forget.
You love the Cliff Richard records.
God, we
But I'm
played a
going to turn
lot
this off before your plants die.
I don't know who I hated more, Cliff Richard or Kenny Nolan.
Oh, I think I like dreaming.
Oh,
Dreaming
God.
can
Make you mine. Oscar, just tune out. It'll be
Yeah.
fine. There's a as
not important.
all big cities have their own good morning show. A lot of times it lands on Fox. Actually, the one in New York City was the one I watch when we go up to New York City. Good Morning New York. But in Fox Philadelphia, they have Good Morning Philly. And yesterday, Ryan Lochte was on to promote his new show on E! ! What would Ryan do?
You know, anytime you say that name,
Ryan Lochte?
he is the poster child for idiots in America.
Oh, he truly is.
So I get excited when
So
you say
here's a brief highlight of the hard-hitting interview that they did with Ryan Lochte. It was one of those satellite ones, so he wasn't in studio, but he was talking to the guy and the girl, and this is how it went.
What are you doing?
What am I not doing?
Okay.
I'm a lot different than any other kind of Olympian. I mean, there's so much more to me than swimming. And I like to go out and have fun, like to go dancing, hang out with my friends. I like doing fun stuff like playing basketball, skateboarding.
What kind of line could somebody say? What would get your attention?
What?
Oh, really?
Good question. My philosophy is if you're a man at night, you got to be a man in the morning.
I like that. I have a feeling my co-host, that's what you live by, right? If you're a man at night.
When they're talking about a line, because
I don't know who's worse. I don't know whether it's Ryan Lochte or the absolutely incompetent broadcasters.
at the beginning they asked if the show was just a way to pick up chicks.
Right.
So he was referring back to what line would work
But
on you.
he's a flatliner, and
Oh,
then,
yeah.
and then they're not having any ability
They're not
to get
good.
by there. Hi, 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 hi.
It's a little more with Ryan.
You gotta be a man in the morning.
I mean, I was brushing my teeth and the camera was there. I was like, what are you guys doing?
On reality shows, they follow you into
He's just
to the
brushing his
bathroom.
teeth.
So you have to tell them what you're doing.
Well, I mean, I guess there's a mirror with a sink, and then you have the bathroom.
So Ryan Lochte does this hard-hitting interview.
He's he's like brain damage dumb.
And what's so great is when they finally killed the satellite.
And camera is pronounced Cara. And philosophy is pronounced phosophy.
And when the interview was complete, the host, Chenille Jones and Mike Jarek, were so incredulous at what just happened, they literally broke down in hysterics.
Ryan, good luck to you. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
I can't do it.
That's funny.
Seriously.
That's funny.
How are they going to get enough material?
That's good.
Yeah.
I
What was
mad
the question
respect
that
for them.
Stumped him.
Yeah.
What a woman can say.
Oh,
What a woman can say.
I guess silence
You
impresses
can't,
him.
no, it's just a woman couldn't say anything. You're so going to get in trouble.
Wait, seriously, how are they going to put together?
That's
22?
great.
So that's what's going on in Philadelphia.
Wow. Oh, that's good. I
Two more-
totally, they turned it around for
Real
me.
quick, I mentioned this earlier. The guy that sent the poison, the ricin poison, he is actually an entertainer, an Elvis impersonator. He also does Prince. Let's hear some stuff from his website. Here he is doing Elvis, young Elvis.
Well, listen, let me tell you, baby, what I'm talking about.
And if you have a video that sounds this good, you want it on your website, don't you?
The
worst. But I think the most surprising one is that he does Prince.
Little red Corvette, baby, you're much too bad.
Kevin Curtis, national security threat.
Little red Corvette, need to find another.
Feed him to the hogs.
And I
Seriously,
closed
feed him
today-
to the hogs.
Yes.
I hate guys that, he put himself on the national stage at
Sure.
the worst possible time. Feed him to the hogs.
I closed today, and Buzz, I know we won't be together tomorrow, but happy 420.
Oh, thank you.
And I closed with
Oh,
one
and
of
I
my,
didn't get to Monday. I want to talk to you about Cannabis Club. Or
Hope I don't
whatever
miss
that
it.
one of my favorite tapes of all time. And,
Cannabis Cup. They're going to hold it in the U.S. for the first time next year.
one of your favorite broadcasters,
Yeah. Oh, really?
the great Paul Harvey.
Ah, yeah.
Hello, Americans.
Thank
This is
you.
Paul Harvey. Stand by for news. Jacksonville, Florida. Chuck enjoys marijuana, so he decided to accept Paul Harvey's suggestion. He gave up. He went to the phone. He called me. He ordered a bong. Bong, that's a pipe used to smoke marijuana. I want you to hear this carefully because you're thinking about a Valentine's Day present for somebody you love very much. Quote, my marijuana bong arrived Saturday, and after I opened the box, I was in shock. My eyes were locked open wide. My whole house was now a concert hall. Quote, I'm listening to all of my old CDs again because I have never really heard them before. Quote, with heat eating your ears, you're gouging out and tearing loose and pulling apart, gulping air and tasting black. Your windpipe is closing and you've lost track of which way is out. There's a searing ember down your neck. Somebody's singed a kitten. Now, for that Valentine's Day gift, it's not too early for you to choose a bong. If you're anything but happy with it, I'll buy it back. To locate your nearest dealer, telephone 1-800-BONG.
And that,
That's
Mike,
great.
is
Classic
your magic
edit.
audio vault.
Thank you, Rob. And Buzz, what I was going to say is the Rocky Mountain High may never come down to, again, to April 20th Marijuana Smoke-a-thon in Denver. They're actually having it on
I
420.
need to get out there right away.
I think that's tomorrow.
Yes.
And it's in Denver, so you can, book your flight right now.
Hey, isn't RJ in Denver?
It probably is.
Probably.
Mr. O'Mara. Yes, sir. Down on the farm.
That's right, Green Acres.
We'll take a break, come back with Buzz and news right after this, everybody. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Give me number 5 nice and loud. Let's get his music on there. Yes, sirree. Here he is, the man who's going to Denver for the Cannabis Cup.
Talk about the Mile High City.
Nice pictures for the ladies at the Cannabis Cup, too.
Yes, yeah.
Not as pretty as Rebecca.
No, not as pretty as Rebecca.
Often women of loose morals.
It's a fluid situation as we tape right now.
Yes,
about 15 minutes before high noon Eastern time, and lots going on in the news. Take it away, Buzz.
We're going to do our best. We haven't been this busy since 9/11 in this sense. We're brought to you today by Smart Smoke, the premium e-cigarette. Smart Smoke has the nicotine you crave, but without the tar, odor, secondhand smoke, or carcinogens. With that same-day shipping and the money-back guarantee, Smart Smoke is the smarter alternative to tobacco, and it costs 80% less than traditional tobacco products. Try the new Omega 2 with a heavy-duty design and up to 14 hours of battery life. To see all the styles, flavors, and strengths, and to order your refills, just click the Smart Smoke ad on our website.
Mike is rocking the Smart Smoke today.
Yeah, I've got this is not the Belvedere, but this is the Smart Smoke rechargeable cigar.
Oh, nice.
And I love this thing.
It glows green. It's so cool.
I enjoy it. Looking around at the websites that I'm checking right now, the second suspect, as of taping of this show, has not been apprehended.
That is correct.
And they're still looking for him.
I've been monitoring throughout the show. Here's where we are at this point, as best we can nail it. We awoke this morning to learn that one of the Boston Marathon bombing suspects is dead, and that police were closing in on the other. They still were at this taping. Overnight, the 2 suspects identified from videos and photos shot an MIT security guard to death, wounded a transit officer. He's in critical condition. They robbed a 7-Eleven, hijacked an SUV, and led police on a chase in which bullets were fired and bombs were thrown, grenades, and another device improvised with a pressure cooker.
Wow.
When police cornered the SUV, there was more gunfire, and one of the men died either from the gunfire and or an explosive device that may have been strapped to his chest. The younger man, 19-year-old brother of the dead 26-year-old, then sped away in the SUV, crashing through the police line and running over the body of his dead brother. The men are apparently from a part of the region, around Russia, Chechnya, and Turkey. That's still being narrowed. They've reportedly lived in the U.S. for about the past 10 years. The entire city of Boston and a few of its suburbs were under lockdown. Schools were closed. Businesses were asked not to open today. Transit, including taxis, shut down, and 1 million people were asked to stay indoors. Armored Humvees rolled into the Watertown area. Helicopters hovered overhead. Law enforcement personnel wore camouflage, body armor, and war zone helmets. Explosive devices continued to line the streets of the overnight chase route as authorities moved in on the home of a relative of the suspects in Watertown. One of the suspects, of course, still considered armed and extremely dangerous.
The relative, it was Cousin Teddy, Mike.
Yes, it was Teddy, coming down from Portland, Maine.
He was where the trouble was.
Hello there. What's all this trouble? Well, by golly, we might as well bring him into custody then. Well, I don't give a flying F if he blows himself to kingdom come. By golly, if he's dead, it's probably good for all of us.
That's actually similar to one of the responses of one of the uncles, of the 2 uncles that have spoken publicly so far.
Uncle!
One says he's completely surprised that these young men would do this.
Right.
The other one says he describes the dead suspect as deserving it and calling him a prick. Once the FBI released photos of the suspects yesterday evening, citizens came forward with even better pictures of the suspects' faces. This is stunning. Among those identifying the men from those photos was a man who is still in the hospital after losing both of his legs in the bombing. He is one of the people who positively identified the bombing suspects.
Amazing.
Now let me tell you about this guy, Joe Bertie. He ran in the Boston Marathon on Monday and had already cleared the finish line when the bombs went off. He was lucky to have escaped injury and was so glad to be back in his home in Texas 2 days later. He got home just in time to see the explosion near Waco.
Oh, my God.
His home was near that plant.
Wow.
The search, meanwhile, continues for bodies in the town of West Texas. 12 bodies have been recovered so far, and rescue workers expect to find a half dozen more once they continue to enter the grounds of the fertilizer plant. Authorities consider these numbers good news in that they expected to find 35 to 40 bodies. At least 200 people were injured in the blast. Cause of the blast still unknown, but the fertilizer company has been disciplined several times by state and federal regulators over the past 7 years. And during this broadcast today, we learned that inside the plant they found, I believe, 270 tons of nitrous ammonia, and the plant never told authorities, as they were required by law, never told authorities that they had that hazardous chemical in their building.
Are you like me? I know so little about fertilizer that I always thought it was like, you save the cow's poop and you put it on the farmer's field.
Chemical fertilizer is serious business.
And it seemed to work fine in those days, and now we've got things that are used for bombs in many cases, or can cause that kind of an explosion. Something's not quite right with that, and I hope that here's that horrible word, Republicans, regulate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You should have Frankie poop on your new flowers.
Yeah. Well, we should have lots of wildflowers in the backyard if that's the case.
I should have an oak tree where I broadcast from.
I know. Was there any today?
There was some yesterday. I just didn't tell you.
A little bit here.
God, all right.
Trying to bother you with it.
He's a big chihuahua.
Yeah, it's like someone spilled some raisins.
Hope he doesn't explode.
Big chihuahua.
This is stunning also. The great-grandson of the founder of the Anheuser-Busch Company has resigned from and renounced his lifetime membership in the National Rifle Association. Adolphus Bush IV says he doesn't see how the NRA can ignore the overwhelming will of its own members, who see background checks as reasonable. He cannot see why the gun lobby would justify.
What was that?
I blew my cigar into the microphone.
Oh, okay. Well,
sorry, go ahead.
I heard a rumble. I was
Adolphus
worried.
Bush. He's the guy that got the golden ticket in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That's right. It will cost him a fortune in fudge.
He's all grown up now. He also says he doesn't see why the gun lobby could justify reversing its position, especially after Newtown. Mr. Bush also wrote in his resignation letter, "I am simply unable to comprehend how assault weapons and large capacity magazines have a role in your vision." You may recall also that families of the Newtown victims were on Capitol Hill last week, speaking one-on-one with lawmakers who would be voting on the background checks bill, and many of the lawmakers with whom they spoke turned around and then voted against the background checks, which reminds me of a favorite parable that goes like this. The cannibals listened to everything the missionary had to say, and then they ate him.
Yep.
Yep. People do what they do. There is other news. Massive flight delays could begin this weekend as sequestration begins to affect airport security in 13 major U.S. airports.
That's why I'm glad I'm driving.
That's right.
Yeah, good thing.
I hope really. I am beginning, as we are going to begin our journey shortly after we get done taping this show, I really would hope that they don't keep Boston locked down, because otherwise I won't be able to get in. That's my own personal thing.
Phone ahead.
Yeah,
Say,
I'll call ahead.
I'm a noted disc jockey.
Hello there. I just wanted to get the suspect there.
You use the voice. That'll be good.
Thank you. Oh, well, by golly, catch him. I got to be at Kathy's. I was hoping for a late cocktail.
Are you coming?
You might have to drive around and come in from Maine.
Yeah, go around in a complete circle.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Well, as we do this show, they're still going door to door in Watertown, which is where they believe the suspect is. The search continues for possible accomplice or accomplices.
Who run Watertown?
Master Blaster.
Right now, the FBI does.
Hey, Mike, I have a question.
What's that?
I was curious if you're aware of who runs Watertown.
Master Blaster.
Thank you.
Remove embargo.
News for Rob in Ohio. A reenactment of the atomic attack on Hiroshima during an air show. The reenactment has been canceled.
Oh, wow.
After some kind of objections, apparently.
That's funny.
Finally,
Thank you, Buzz, for keeping me in the loop.
virtual sex has arrived, courtesy the Durex Condom Company. Durex has just announced a new line of underwear for men and women, including bras, panties, and men's underpants that vibrate under the careful control of a chosen partner who can be a half world away. The vibrators are controlled, it's a whole set of them, controlled by a smartphone app that shows a diagram of your partner's private parts,
Nice.
allowing you to virtually touch very specific hotspots. Excuse me, I have to take this.
Oh,
I'm
God.
Buzz Burbank on the Mike O'Mara Show.
You. Thank you very much, Buzz. Super glue you. Anyway, our show today was brought to you by Encore Insurance Services, the people who bring you this show every weeknight on WTNT 102.9 FM. Oscar Santana had a great experience with Encore, but he's still alive, so he hasn't been able to cash in that life insurance policy. For a free life insurance quote, visit smartterm.com, or please give them a call.
Come on.
Call them all weekend, because they
Yes.
support us more than anybody. 866-347-5748. They'll compare rates and help you save. Licensing and disclaimer info at smartterm.com. Have a safe, wonderful weekend.
Have a safe trip.
Go out. God bless the law enforcement of this country
Yes,
and the United
amen.
States of America. Super patriot thing to say, and I believe we need to say it today. Let's hope they catch the guy by airtime. So long. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.